The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
TBS, America's #1 independent television network, presents the following sports exclusive.
You're listening to Basically a Sports Show.
Follow us on Twitter at Basically Sports.
Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes.
And check out every episode of the show at basicallysports.tumblr.com.
Now here's your hosts, Zach,
Greg, Mike.
And this is Andy, and you're listening to Basically a Sports Show.
Welcome to Helmet Draft 2021, guys.
Very excited.
It's been a day of us going over these helmet choices and our strategies and all that. We were talking about it before we came on air. And as always, we're waiting for Mike to get here. So,
this draft was not without its controversy in the buildup. As you saw, there were several very dramatic tweets.
Yes.
From notable reporters throughout the helmet coverage universe. And Zach, obviously, you're the center of a lot of these rumors and reports. Of course, Poonley Report, Otto Poonley, famous reporter, for your California Golden Ratios with the first overall pick. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you deny all the rumors. You're locked in. But you mentioned here before we got started, you're locked in. You've got your Trevor Lawrence pick of sorts, the one you've known you're going to go with at the top for a while. So
yeah, I mean, I had a draft day moment of, do I pick the local, do I stick with the local guy? Do I go with the one I wrote on the Post-it note? Do I, do I trade everything and then trade back? What do I do here with my picks? And look, I gotta say, the other thing we all mentioned is this is much harder than I think we anticipated.
Oh my God.
Because there's certain things like the NFL is probably too deep, and there's definitely going to be some NFL helmets that are left on the board that some people will say, how could you not get that? But it's deep, and I don't even know. Like, you would think, well, the NFL is the easy choice to go back for a double dip for a wild card, but I don't even know if that's the case, because there's some hidden gems out there in the world of helmets, and then there's also some shallow pools.
I've got one hidden gem that I'm going to be, if I don't get this one, I'm going to be blown away that anybody else even found the thing. But We'll see what happens.
I got one of those too. But so just to review here, the NFL cannot be one of the wild card helmets, correct?
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah.
Sorry, then
so
no double dip.
That would make it too easy, I think, because you've automatically got. I think we could all, four of us, could get two good NFL helmets, no problem. It'd be pretty easy to do.
I think we could get four.
Yeah.
Really, you know?
Just depending on your taste at that point. But yeah, it would be because there really aren't too many bad ones. I mean, I can't even think of what I would call a straight up bad NFL helmet.
I mean, the Jaguars.
Well, you mean the black one with the
one with these jumping out of the shadows? Yes.
Oh, that one.
But jumping into the shadows.
Even I mean, like even just like current helmets, I think we'd be all right. You throw in the whole history of the league and the AFL and all that stuff in there.
Right. We could go for
Chaos Blast. There better be some CFL. CFL is a required round, my friend.
It is. It is indeed.
CFL.
Yeah. So just to kind of review the rules here, while Mike is making his way, he's in the war room. He's trying to navigate his way to the actual draft itself. A lot of tunnels, a lot of back channels to get in.
I mean, it's live. Where are we hosting the draft this year?
Oh,
good question.
We has the honor of standing out in the rain, watching guys walk up to a microphone.
Cleveland looking positively resplendent Thursday night with the clouds hanging over the Terminal Tower.
I love the shot of Adam Schefter just wrapped in a blanket at one point, because it's like they didn't realize the lake effect would come into play.
Yeah, it was better on Friday, I think. But man, Thursday night, it looked like some sort of dystopian hellhole. It was pretty bad.
So the idea here is that I can't remember how many rounds we did with the candy draft. It's probably similar, like 6 or 7, something like that.
Right.
But there's 8 rounds, and essentially the way that each team wants to do this is you need to draft from professional leagues, which we determined would be the NFL/AFL or whatever iteration of the NFL you'd like.
Any historic league of the National Football League.
Correct.
And any helmet from any era too.
Right.
Yeah.
the CFL, the USFL, the XFL, both iterations, the WLAF, which is also became NFL Europe, World League, and
World
the Arena
Football League, World Football League, the
World Football League, WFL, yes, and the Arena Football League. And then there's a wild card selection, which can be any league sans the NFL. So it is going to be a little woolly in here. I showed Greg. I'll just go ahead and pull it up here. There will be. I am going to have a very crude and haggard, kind of a big board here. Let me, so you can see. I'll just have the helmets crudely plopped into whichever slot. So whenever we get started and have selections, we can do that. But
it's a good thing we're not on a clock because Mike would have lost his pick by now, I believe.
We would have had a 2003 Vikings situation, 2000 whatever.
Right? Yeah. Yep. I still don't know how that happens. I guess maybe with the Vikings, they just thought, you know what, we can get this guy in the next pick, so who cares? I don't know.
Well, so I was watching something about that the other day, and apparently what happened was that they had agreed to a trade, I think, with the Ravens.
Oh.
And basically how it works is whenever you agree with the trade, your team sends like a memo to the league that says, hey, we agree to send this pick for that pick and so on. And then the other team has to do the same thing. Well, the Ravens never filed the paperwork, so they just dicked over the Vikings.
Wow.
Because like their Vikings are sitting there just like dum-de-dum, we're just waiting. I guess Baltimore's on the clock, huh, guys? And nobody told the Vikings that like, hey, dude, you guys are still on the clock. And then they lost like 2 or 3 picks because teams just sprung right the fuck up to take players as soon as Minnesota missed their pick. And they they did not end up trading that pick. So.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny when you watch the draft now because the first round they play out the full 10 minutes on these things, just I think for TV more than anything else, especially in the first round. But then in the second round and onwards, like as soon as the teams were on the clock, they already put their picks in. Like they were just like, yeah, we know what we're doing. There wasn't a whole lot of sitting around and waiting in the second, third, and onward that I saw. Because, I didn't care about the first round because the Rams, traded all their picks away.
Was everybody happy with how their teams did in the draft? I know, Andy, you were pretty happy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I fully expected the Bears to trade up for a quarterback. I was more terrified that they'd trade up to 11 to take Mac Jones, which would have been a historically bad move and selection. Not that I don't know what Mac Jones is going to be, but Justin Fields is infinitely more exciting. So I knew they were going to trade up, and with every pick that went by, like picks 8 through 10, I was like, God, Christ, like, what are they going to do? What are they going to give up is more to the point. Because the Bears are in a really weird situation where a lot of people thought that their GM and coach should have been fired this offseason, but yet they stayed. And so a lot of fans wondered, well, the lame duck general manager is going to trade every pick for the foreseeable future to move up to take Trey Smith or Trey whatever?
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, yeah. And I'm glad they didn't, because Trey Lance actually had fewer college games and plays than Mitch Trubisky did, but yet nobody's going to say that the 49ers gave up too much this year to move up for them. So,
go ahead. Justin Fields was taking a lot of heat for reasons that I don't understand. I mean, you can't question his dedication. The guy played. If anybody watched the Clemson game last year in the playoff, he basically broke his rib and came back out and then just ran roughshod over a pretty good football team. I know that there's the Ohio State quarterbacks never do anything in the NFL thing, but I think the kid's talented. I think he's going to be all right. I mean, I'm always a little concerned that he's an Ohio State quarterback. So you're like, I don't mean from a character standpoint, I just mean from a performance standpoint, that he's going to be Dwayne Haskins 2.0, but then, he's not Dwayne Haskins as a person, so who knows? Or Mike Tomczak 2.0, or God forbid, Art Schlichter 2.0. So I think it's a good move for the Bears. I'm surprised he lasted that long. I really, as he was falling, and then I thought, man, if he's there when the Patriots draft, that's going to be something. But, they got Mac Jones instead, who I think is going to be a bust. And I could be wrong, but.
Yeah, I feel really weird being like, because the Bears gave up another next year's first, which is whatever. They kind of were put up against the barrel. I think a few other teams were trying to trade up to that spot to get Fields, the Vikings among them. But I'm not. The thing is, I love when the Bears are picking in the first round because otherwise I don't really give a shit. And Zach, I don't know how the hell you've endured this era of just nothing in the first round. Not that it makes for a bad team, but it makes draft day so much less interesting when the team just isn't picking anyone.
I mean, I'm interested. I was interested in the quarterback selections, and that I wanted to know what happened at 3. Like the Niners pick was going to change a lot of how the rest of the draft went, and then I waited until Fields and Mac Jones went, and then I turned off the rest of the first round because at that point, who the hell cares?
Does anyone think the Niners needed to trade up to get Trey Lance? I think I forget what they were picking before. Maybe they were too far down. I don't know.
I think they were 8, weren't they?
I think you probably still could have gotten him there. I don't know.
Or maybe they were because they traded a couple times. Because I think it was Miami that Miami had traded up and then traded back again. Is that right?
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway,
they had 2 first round picks.
There was a lot of movement to get on.
Hello. Yes.
Hi, Mike.
Can you hear us? Uh-oh, Mike. Every show's like the first one, folks. Yeah. Mike.
Hey, Mike.
I'm taking back out. Mike, if you can hear me, send us a message. Let us know you can hear us or whatever. I'm going to pull you back out of the conversation. So in case you start doing test 1, 2, 3 and all that. All right, here we go.
But I like to trade up to 3 for Trey Lance is odd, certainly, because not only is the starts and all that put into play, as Andy said, in comparison to Trubisky, but he played for an FCS school. He played only 1 game this year, and in that 1 game threw for 149 yards. So I don't know if you really want to count that or not, but it seemed like an odd move all around, and especially if Colin Cowherd's to be believed that he influenced
right. God,
because apparently this guy is dating his daughter now, and he hung out around Colin Cowherd's house or something like that. So.
Let's granting the premise for a second. Any NFL team that would listen to Colin Cowherd needs to fire that executive right away. That guy, I mean, he's a take machine. I mean, sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong, and most of the time sorry. He's just got
I don't know. I mean, we talked about it when we were breaking it down last week that it's like I don't even know if Zach Wilson's going to be any good. And I hadn't really heard him talk too much, I guess, but seeing him up there, New York's going to eat that kid alive.
Oh my God. Well, first off, I don't know if I should bring this up or not, but I almost have to. Was that the first time he'd ever been around black people?
Probably.
He was like, wow. Oh my God. It's like, dude, you play football. This shouldn't be unusual to you. But he looks so completely fuck. He was standing with those guys. I'm like, holy shit.
I mean, he went to BYU. They have a
couple that's a good point
on the team. But it's just so funny because not even the way he talked or the way just his skin color or anything like that. But when they lined all the guys that were there in the green room, before the draft, and if they put all those kids next to each other and you had to say which one plays at BYU based on the way that they dressed and looked, it's like that one,
right?
But I mean, good luck to him. People can't. They showed that stupid clip again of him running left and throwing right, and people being like, "Wow!" And it's like NFL quarterbacks make that throw all the time with people on them, including Sam Darnold, who the Jets are replacing. So, I don't know.
I guess I'm with you. I don't know that. I mean, I know Darnold had a rough start, but is Zach Wilson really heads and shoulders better than what they already had? I guess that's going to be the question that we're going to have answered. But
I mean, and then based on the other things they picked, again, I don't know why they didn't trade out of that pick. Trade out of that pick and get a whole bunch of other crap.
Yeah.
Keep Sam Darnold. Trade back and get a whole bunch of stuff to build out the rest of that team. And then if you really think Darnold isn't good enough, then you go get another quarterback next year or something like that.
Right.
But I just think that they played it wrong. And I mean,
well, they played it wrong because when they beat the Rams and the Browns, that's where they fucked up first. That was the two they did wrong.
Yeah.
And thanks for nothing for those, by the way. But
yeah,
that was where their first mistake. I mean, they had Trevor Lawrence. He was sitting there waiting for him. And I think Trevor Lawrence is a guy that can handle New York. I'm not so sure Zach Wilson can pull it off.
Yeah, we'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I wish all of them, all the kids that got drafted, I wish them nothing but good luck. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I just saw, like, when you said this, New York can eat this kid alive, and I saw him like, oh my God, Detroit would eat him alive. Cleveland, the media in Cleveland would eat him alive. Weird experience for me was the Browns picking so late every round. I was like, I'm not used to this.
Yeah,
like since the 80s. So they got a good defensive back, they got a good linebacker, and I think they picked a couple more linebackers. And I wanted 7, but I'll settle for 3 and a DB.
Yeah. When it comes to the Rams draft, yes, no first round picks, but this year's first round pick was for Jalen Ramsey, so I think that's
pretty good.
Fine. That's a fine first round pick, all things considered.
Mike, are you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
I've been here.
Oh, we thought you were still working on your issues there. Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all good.
Waiting for you to chime in. And
hey, Mike, do you need a refresher or anything on our helmet draft, like what we're looking for and stuff like that?
No, I think I've got it figured out.
Okay. Well, do you guys want to commence with the draft and then we can resume draft talk afterward?
Yeah. So we ready?
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
Football helmets cushion the cranium, helping players score touchdowns without losing IQ points.
I have invented this new type football helmet.
Rips the helmet off Rudolph's head and then eventually swings it and hits him.
Which I believe will do much to rid the game of fatalities.
Oh, what a hit. Look out. The second hit that comes in, though, is the one that knocks the helmet off.
The inventor sure has faith in his helmet, for he's going to try it out himself.
All right, it's officially underway. The Bass 2021 helmet draft.
Now, just
the rules real quick again.
Just to recall, so in the private chat of our stream, make sure to put in that your pick is in, and I will be keeping track of like what's being picked. But again, we need teams from any iteration of the NFL, the CFL, the USFL, the XFL, WLAF/NFL Europe, World Football League, and the Arena Football League, and a wild card, which can be any league sans the NFL in college. So, Zach, the California Golden Ratios are on the clock. You've mentioned.
Are we keeping a clock? Are we actually keeping a clock?
I can keep one.
Yeah, we should keep a clock. Okay. We're not going to get bogged down. And
what do you say? Like 1 minute, 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
Okay.
All
right. 2 minutes.
2 minutes for the first round, and then we'll figure it out from there. See how it goes.
Yeah. So, yes, the California Golden Ratios, as you can see with my avatar, as perfectly displayed by the Los Angeles Rams logo. You can see the Fibonacci sequence there inside the borders. And while we have the time, I do have the Nike Speak available for that, which was a great moment in our history. By focusing on the most iconic part of the team's brand identity throughout franchise history, the horn, the Rams discovered nature's beauty unfold with the golden ratio, aka Fibonacci sequence, in its curvature. The same ratio underpins the perfect spiral and the perfect wave and became the driving concept behind the new logos.
Yeah, I want to
should back in that again for a second.
Yeah. All right.
Man. So, as I was telling Andy before the draft, could I go with the name that I've had written down on this Post-it note since, the time we announced this draft? Certainly could. Could I go off the board? Could I pick my wild card in round 1? Could I do something crazy like go to the Chinese Arena Football League? I could do that.
You could do that.
I could. There are plenty of places to go. And we're just stretching this out for TV time.
So we're getting our advertisement revenue here right now.
Did you pick again?
But without further delay, with the first pick in the 2021 Basically a Sports Show helmet draft, the California Golden Ratios select the Los Angeles Rams, 1981 to 1999, the blue face mask.
Fine pick.
So obviously, just it's the perfect Rams helmet. I mean, it's the best helmet in the NFL. It's been the best helmet in the NFL. It is the reason that we have logos on helmets. The Los Angeles, Cleveland Rams, whichever one you want to pick, put logos on the helmet and started a trend that led us to this very moment here, this culmination. It makes you look like an animal. It's got that perfect curvature. It may not be the golden ratio on this version, but the gold, the bright gold against the navy blue. And I was waffling between the gray face mask of the 60s and 70s versus the blue face mask here, but I think the blue face mask makes that horn pop. The gray kind of muddies it down a little bit, but I like this Los Angeles Rams of the 80s and 90s.
I would say that, and you know that I'm a big fan of gray face mask, but the blue is definitely the choice to go with on this one. I agree with that. Now, see, all the reports before the draft were correct. We all knew Zach was going Rams. So Mike really became the wild card in all this, and I can't wait to see which direction he's going to go.
Oh, yes, I forgot. The clock has started. Sorry, I should have.
No clue on what Mike's going to do here. He's got the USFL. So
does Mike go with his hometown Hamilton Tiger Cats?
Oh, interesting.
I mean, these are these are options. But honestly, this gave me quite a bit of this gave me quite a bit to think about. Like Zach, I contemplated doing something crazy, maybe a wild card pick to start us out.
Bold move.
Hell, I even thought maybe a WFL entry to start us out because the pickings there are slim. So
you can screw the entire draft by doing that, Mike.
I know. So this became a debate over here at the Toronto Parkdale Canoe Club. But I am happy to say that.
Hold on. Is your pick in?
I'm typing in right now.
Oh,
the pick is in. As Greg said, there's a very good chance that Zach was going to go with the Los Angeles Rams helmet, and by all rights he should. It's excellent, but with that near certitude in mind, I couldn't leave this on the board. Zach's right. The Rams helmet is probably one of the best helmets in the NFL. It is the reason NFL helmet logos are a thing. But is it the most iconic? I dare say no. With the second pick, the 2021 Basically a Sports Show helmet draft, the Toronto Parkdale Canoe Club selects the Dallas Cowboys.
You bastard.
1967 to present.
Oh,
okay.
That was number one on my draft board for the NFL.
Wow. The 67 to present. Wow. So I was looking at the Cowboys for a later pick maybe, but I actually don't like the silver helmet. I like their white helmet with the blue star.
The white helmet with the blue star is very nice, but I we're going for that classic iconic look. The double outline on the star. Not the centennial with the red stripe, just the classic original. Well, not original, but the Cowboys helmet that everybody in the world knows, even if they've never watched a single game of football.
Mike, that was my strategy. I thought because I figured Zach would take the Rams. I thought that you and Andy might go USFL, and I thought if the Cowboys are sitting there, I'm going to take it. And then I got to thinking about it, and I said, you know what? No. I'm going to go with helmets I like the best. And if that's a good draft, it's a good draft. If it's not, it's not. But that's a hell of a move you made there. I was thinking the exact same thing until I saw another helmet today. I said, no, this is my pick. if I can get it. So, but hell of a move, man. I really like it. Nice move. The way to set the table.
These two helmets have met up the most times out of any other helmets in the NFL playoffs. So there you go.
Yeah, the two helmets on the board are very like just football, like there's you could like, if you were trying to emphasize to an alien species like what does a football helmet look like, you'd send probably these two helmets in a matchup.
So I don't know who your source was, Andy, but the reports that I was checking out the Jaguars gradient helmet were
well, that wasn't my reporting. That was Horace Gruntshucker at Grunt Daddy on Twitter.
I would even go so far as to say that these two helmets you could probably show to a lot of non-football fans and they would know who they are. That's how I put those helmets on. Yep. I agree.
It looks like the pick is in for the Andy team.
Yes.
The Birmingham Brain Trauma.
There it is.
With their pick.
Birmingham Brain Trauma. We've been looking over our board. We want to stay true to our board. We are not staying true to our board, but we are pocketing a few favorites, and we are going to go with the one that I feel like I didn't want to leave home without it. It's one of my favorite helmets. Looking over this whole deal, and we are going to burst the bubble on the USFL.
Interesting.
First pick for the Birmingham Brain Trauma is what year is it from? The 1984 Michigan Panthers.
Whoa. Nice pick.
Nice
pick.
Now,
I have the entire USFL to myself now.
People love this helmet. I had it as my number 3 in the USFL. It's unique, to say the least. Like the giant panther head coming out of the side of the helmet is you can't miss it.
It's unique, and it's a color scheme that I think is very. It's a very unique color scheme too, but it's not unique in a gaudy way. Like it still kind of seems like it works in a classic football sense. It's just something that you don't see much of.
It always reminds me of the lion head, or is it a tiger in Aladdin in the sand? The cave.
Oh yeah, the cave. Yeah,
that's what it reminds me of.
That's a good pick. That's I had that 3 on my board as well, Zach. So that's interesting.
That is definitely off the board, Andy. What's the reasoning going off the board here?
Well, I felt like to me the NFL just felt like such a low priority because I felt like it's more important in some regards for me to get the ones that like really jumped off the screen to me. In the NFL, I can find an acceptable NFL team somewhere in there, so I've got my favorites. I got my other ones. I've got some stuff in my pocket. You guys, I'm curious to see how this affects the rest of this going. So Greg has,
I've got a tie at number 1 for my next pick, and I'm still kind of going back and forth here which way I want to go with this because I don't think I can go wrong with either one. But
I don't think we established this. Are we doing snake or are we doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4?
1, 2, 3, 4. So the order is going to repeat itself. There's no snake.
Yeah. Okay. I've never cared for snake drafts. I don't know what the benefit is, honestly. I mean, I guess I get a better pick, but
I think it makes sense in like a fantasy draft.
We're playing by big boy rules here on the show, so we're gonna go.
Good. That I was afraid that it would take too long to get back to me for my next pick.
No.
But yeah, okay.
Oh, pick is in.
All right, the Knoxville Protocols with the 4th pick in the 2021 Basically a Sports Show helmet draft. Select from the United States Football League, a league that was not as successful as people remember it being. Tough call on this one. I'm going with the Houston Gamblers.
Whoa!
That's out of left field, I gotta say.
Oh boy. Okay.
The Houston.
I left a great helmet on the board, but like I said, I went with the one I liked the best, and it was a tough call, but I like this helmet a lot. So there you go.
Well, this makes me happy, Greg, because now my 3 and 4 in the USFL are gone. So I will be happy with either USFL helmet I end up picking.
I think Greg say the Protocols just drafted Mitch Trubisky there with the
No, I believe me. It came down to that. I think the one Zach's going to pick, and I just thought, not
even on my board. They weren't even on my board, man.
Gamblers, really?
No, it's kind of a.
Oh wow!
I'm not really getting the love. Honestly,
I understand it from Greg because it's somewhere in my draft. I'm going to take a black helmet because I think a good, strong, all black helmet is a fearsome football look.
You guys,
I do love the G with the Texas in the middle. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It looks like something. And I guess you know what? I was going to say something to bash this helmet, but then as I was thinking of it, it just realized it was a point in its favor. So never mind. I was going to say it looks like a cheap It looks like a cheap sign you'd see in Vegas, but that's kind of the point. So
it's a helmet from a fictional movie team, in my opinion.
I think it's a little better than that.
But I mean,
hey, most popular helmets in the league back in the day.
I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying it's not. I would never have picked it to be like the elite, the top pick. But I mean, who knows? Zach, you. The pick is in.
I know which way he's going. I know he's taking your two choice.
Tripping all over myself to run up to the stage for this one. I'm not going to the USFL though, because if my number one gets taken, I'm okay with taking my number two. This is the other helmet that I could not leave this draft without because I think it is, when it comes to these lower leagues and unique helmets, but also just like classic and clean, there is nothing better. And I mean, truly, if you know the history of these teams, these two, my Los Angeles Rams helmet of the 90s is a perfect pair with the Arena Football League's Iowa Barnstormers.
Now, see, that to me, that is to you guys, the Houston Gamblers, that's the Barnstormers to me. It's cute, but I've never cared for it.
Yeah, same. It's not even on my board.
Yeah, mine.
Real? Wow.
I got to admit that I was going to snatch that up if nobody had taken it, but
I mean the goggles.
It's good. I agree with Zach on that. It's a good helmet.
It's a goofy ass stupid helmet.
No, dude. But here's the thing: you look at all these arena leagues, and whether it's the number one arena league or the Arena League 2 or all this other nonsense that's gone on in the indoor circuit. This helmet has endured multiple generations of this franchise because it's an iconic look for those leagues. Like, again, I love a helmet that can be a little practical. Like, as much as I do like the Houston Gamblers helmet, it's a football helmet with a logo on the side, right? But the Rams helmet, when you put it on, you're putting horns on a ram. You are now the ram. You're putting this helmet on, you're putting the goggles on, you become a Barnstormer.
Okay.
I just it's unique, and I love the look. I think no matter what happens the rest of this draft, I personally have won my draft by getting these two helmets at the top. I'm so pleased.
I am surprised you guys don't like the Gamblers helmet better. I think it's one of I'd say the top 3 helmets in the USFL, and I'm curious to see what everybody else thinks is. I mean, I know there's one that if it's still there when I pick again, I guarantee you I'm taking it. But
well, you can't. You've already picked a USFL.
Well, that you can get your wild card.
Wild card. Right. That's true.
Something to think about, boys. But I mean, I just always loved it. I love, just like Andy said, the G, or Mike, whoever it was, the G with the Texas in it, the star that represents Houston, and I just think it's cool. I like it.
It's clever. Yeah, I mean,
like we said on our Twitter feed today, the Knoxville Protocols. Fuck the fans. We're doing what we want.
Mike has a tough decision he's got to make in about 7 seconds.
Pick is in.
Okay. All right. There we go.
So, we've been talking a lot about the USFL here. I was debating between 2 helmets for my USFL pick. Andy picked one of them, leaving me with one choice here that I got to take now that I have the opportunity. The United States Football League, the Toronto Parkdale Canoe Club selects the Jacksonville Bulls.
Yep. Wow. And you guys are giving me shit for the Gamblers. Really? Okay.
The Jacksonville Bulls.
All
Yeah,
right.
I love this helmet.
All right.
Not on my board, man.
Not on
Really?
mine either.
I love this helmet. I think this helmet kicks ass.
Thank
See,
you.
the beauty of this thing. This is what I was hoping for. Is that it would become all about like personal taste.
Really,
in completely different directions.
I can't tell what that thing is on the side. It looks like a smear.
It's a fast bull.
It's a bull with it's a bull made out. It's a bull made out of one of my favorite 80s design trends. You know, kind of like the solid gradients.
The Rex roast beef look.
Yeah.
I am. When it came to like picking the USFL helmets, I figured there's one helmet that everyone's gonna trip over themselves to get, and it's none of the three that have been picked so far. What are you guys doing?
We haven't gotten around yet. Just calm down.
Oh, but no. The Jacksonville Bulls have to me, I think the color scheme's nice. I like the gradient look on the bull. I like that it's a wraparound look. To me, it's just a really cool helmet. To me, this is a helmet where you can do something modern and not make it look dumb. So, yeah.
He picked Airport Maple Candy again. Sorry, Mike. I love the Bulls. I did. Brian Sight from the Browns played for them for a year. Who's up? Andy's up. All right. This will be fun now.
We've made our selection.
I got to stay out of the fan comments and stay with with our side of it here. Okay, go ahead.
The Birmingham Brain Trauma has, after it's been a very troublesome 2 minutes because we're stuck between a couple picks, but we again feel like we're drafting for need here because I don't know what you guys are going to do. Clearly, this thing is just off the fucking rails
already.
So with our second pick in this draft, we are going to go with from the NFL Europe. Going to go with the Rain Fire.
Aha. Yep.
Interesting.
Nice.
When it comes to
one of the better ones, yeah.
When it comes to actual NFL Europe, not the combo World League, and that is the best NFL Europe helmet in my board's estimation.
That thing never even got a second look from me in this. That's what's killing me about this draft. It's like none of us are on the same page.
I really like the Rain Fire. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, again, I think it's a thing of when I looked at the NFL Europe as a whole. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a solid football helmet with a logo slapped on the side, but this is one that, again, like the theme that I've gone with my picks, it actually does something unique with the helmet design rather than just putting a logo on it and calling it a day. So I assume it's supposed to be fire, some sort of stylized fire. It's unique in so many different ways.
Well, I can tell you this: the Knoxville Protocols are about to take control of this draft right here and now.
Oh boy!
With our second pick in the second round of the basically a sports show helmet draft, the Knoxville Protocols exercise their wild card pick and take the Oakland Invaders from the United States Football League.
What are you talking about?
What? That's the one you thought?
Yep.
What?
What is happening?
Gregory.
No, believe me. These are the two I wanted.
So the yellow thing with the hand.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Oh my god, Greg.
You know, I okay. In Greg's defense, this one was on my board. It wasn't like
I'm really curious to see what the top one is now because I think I got both of them, but okay.
No.
All right.
I've taken, on my big board, I've taken number 3 and number 5. So I'm still hanging on to my top 2 and just hoping beyond hope that I can get one of them late in the game here.
At least you didn't go with the San Antonio Gunslingers. Like,
I can't believe I thought the Invaders would be the first one off the board.
No.
It doesn't matter with these people.
Greg.
Come on. At this point.
It's funny because after the show last week, we all were kind of like talking in veiled rest about, there's definitely one helmet in the USFL we got to get. And everyone's like, yeah, definitely got to get that one helmet.
And then
he didn't say it.
It turns out we were all thinking of the...
I assume, Mike, I assume you and I are on the same page about what we're talking about, but I can't say it out loud. But like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's at least one more that I would have gone with.
See, okay, here's what, like, I figured in my mind, and based on stuff I've seen on the boards and everywhere, the Panthers would be 1, Invaders 2, Gamblers 3.
No, not even close.
All right.
I don't know what part of the board you've looked at, but that is not the.
Have you been reading Ferdinand's posts again?
No, I fuck no, who has that kind of time?
That's a good point,
man. Well, shit. Do I get it right now, or do I like?
Yes, into suspense, because then I can make fun of you.
No, because you know what, I can be okay with my second pick. I want to pick something from the super shallow end of the pool. Oh my god, my face hurts.
You've got a fucking helmet with goggles on it. You're making fun of me over the Invaders. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Not more controversial than the candy draft is.
Damn it! All right, do I go?
What are you laughing at, Mike?
All right,
fucking Jacksonville Bulls for fun.
The Jacksonville Bulls have an awesome helmet. Shut up.
All right, let's see what Zach's going to do this time.
Okay, pick is in.
All right. First off, thank you to all of our fans back at the draft party at Jimmy's down the street.
Sorry that he picked that Barnstormers helmet, but thanks for sticking around anyway.
Hey, everyone there is wearing their goggles and they're wearing their beer goggles. How about that? With our first pick of the third round of the 2021 helmet draft, the California Golden Ratios select. All right, I'm going to take the jump from the World Football League.
Oh,
the 1975 Southern California Sun.
Wow, that's
and you made fun of me over the Invaders, really? Okay.
Hey, I get it. I mean, because again, like this may not have been very high on Zach's board, but it was like he wanted to get it in.
Yeah, because like I look at the rest of the World Football League, and man, there's just some generic ass garbage in there. And this is when I looked up and down, I tried to find one that really jumped out to me, and this is the only one that truly popped to me. I mean, you get the white helmet with those bright colors, with the Sun logo. I think it's uniquely eye-catching for that league, which has a lot to be asked for when it comes to just drab helmets. Like there'd be some that I'd be happy to get, a unique design that I passed up that I'm sure somebody will grab. But like knowing your guys' taste in the USFL, I think I'm safe with holding off on picking that. Even if Mike gets the helmet that I think he's going to get, I'm happy with the SoCal Sun. I think this is it might be a homer pick. I've got 2 Southern California teams on my roster, but it's a clean helmet with a sharp, colorful design.
Okay.
Well, Mike, he's got about a minute here to think it over.
We're considering a few things here because wow, like Andy said last round, this thing's off the rails and it's now rolling down the hill. I mean,
you rolled off a cliff. Are you kidding me?
It's wide open.
I can't believe this Oakland Invaders thing.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Well,
you make fun of Mike for the airport candy. I think
how can you not love that helmet?
All right.
The whole uniform set was awesome. Come on.
The pick is in.
All right. This will change a lot of things.
All right. So there are a lot of directions we could go in here. But in the interests of keeping things, staying true to our board and not getting sidetracked, with the second pick in the third round of the 2021 basically sports show helmet draft, the Toronto Parkdale Canoe Club selects, and this is going to be a total. This is going to be kind of a homer pick. And I am sorry to my Tiger Cats brethren, but I've got to go with the Toronto Argonauts of the Canadian Football League, the 1976 to 1988 helmet with the white face mask, the blue shell, and the boat on the side, the football boat.
Oh man, that's a tough hit for me. I had a different Toronto Argos helmet as my number one in the CFL. So that's a big hit to my board.
As much as it pains me to say, the Argos have probably the best helmet history in the Canadian Football League.
I'm going to get ridiculed when I get to my CFL pick. Not that I've been ridiculed.
Oh, you know what? Just commit to the Red Blacks. Like, just go all in on that.
No,
Mike, is that the correct one on the screen there?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
The Argos helmet I had slated, if I'd gotten to it, would be the 91-94, the bold white A on the side with the.
Oh yeah, that one was a close second for me.
Again, when it comes to like classic ass football helmet, I mean that is one. I do appreciate going with the boat logo. It's certainly unique. Better than the Jason with the shield.
The Jason with the shield is the Argos logo of my childhood, but once I saw the old football boat, it's like, oh come on, it's a boat and it's a football. How do you?
Yeah. I think that's the first kind of blow to my board by getting because when we again for those that didn't hear the rules, if you take a team, no matter the era, that team is off the board completely, right? Yes. So like I couldn't, even if I wanted to do like my wild card, couldn't be another Argonauts helmet.
Nope.
So that's okay.
Man, I'm torn. I'm okay. All right.
We still have nobody's picked any XFL. XFL is the only league that hasn't been picked from. So see what
all
goes
right.
on here.
Wild card is being debuted for me. It is the top of my board. And we are really branching out here. Like really branching out. This team is from the X League, which is a Japan, formerly known as the Japan American Football League.
Oh,
Eddie,
it's the Godzillas, isn't it?
I have a major question when you're done with this pick, but
it was again top of my board, and I had to have it. I can't leave home without it. It is, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing the team name right. It is the Ligshiel Deers.
Okay, I didn't want to hear another word about the
Okay.
It's a fine helmet. Andy, here's my question.
For helmet, I better look at their helmets.
So you go wild card here, and I assume it's one of the leagues that we know. Are you afraid that one of us was going to pick this?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. I wanted it, and I got it. So
I will say I think it's a good looking helmet. You kind of going off of stuff that Zach has said about the helmets. Most of the helmets that he's picked, going with helmets. You've got the ram horns, or you've got the Barnstormer goggles, like the practical designs.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Stag antlers is. It's something that has a lot of potential as far as football helmets go, and it's actually kind of shocking that it hasn't happened yet. In North America.
That's a good point. See, I'm sticking more to like I'm a stripe and a decal helmet person, so maybe that's the problem I'm having with this. But
there you go. Greg is on the call.
I'm serious debate.
So Andy and Greg have both used their wild cards already.
Yeah.
Which means I am 100% getting one of the two USFL helmets that I wanted, so that's fine.
I'm going to go way, way, way off the board maybe here with my next pick. I'm still debating. I've got a minute.
Again, when it comes to the major leagues, no XFL yet picked. One CFL, one Arena, one NFL Europe / World League, and then somehow, what is it, 3 USFL helmets that have been picked?
Yeah.
Everyone loves the USFL. Like Greg said, it's not as successful as people think it was.
No, it really wasn't. I think I've talked about it before. I mean, it did okay, but they act like it was. If it hadn't been for Donald Trump, it would have taken over the NFL, and that's just not even close to being the ballpark of being true. So, all right, the pick is in.
Okay.
This is one of those two where Zach's going to go, what do you think that you weren't going to get this one, but I'm going to go for it now just in case. From the Arena League.
Oh!
With the 4th pick in the 3rd round. the Knoxville Protocol select. Ready? The Minnesota Fighting Pike.
Okay.
Okay.
They were on my board. They were on my board. I won't lie.
Oh, okay.
From the regular Arena Football League.
Yeah. They had one season, 1996. And it looks like it's a bad drawing of a.
Oh, you got to look at the real picture of the helmet. It's really cool, actually.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Yeah,
Greg, you're sticking to your word of what you just said. You're a helmet. You're a stripe and a decal guy. I get it.
Absolutely am. Yeah.
Who drew this fish?
I don't know.
This fish is insane looking.
Look at that! Isn't that great? Come on.
Oh my god,
that's a fighting pike, man.
It looks like someone's tattoo.
Wasn't like there was a whole lot of Dallas Cowboy helmets running around in that league, fellas. So I took the one I thought I liked the best. So.
I mean, when it comes to the Arena League, I mean, I for you, Greg, I thought the LA Kiss was a lock.
Oh fuck no, that thing was horrible.
With the flames.
Yeah,
the bowling ball helmet.
Nobody ever accused Gene Simmons of subtlety.
No.
Oh boy. Okay.
And that thing was gaudy even for them, and that's saying something, folks. All right, so you're up, Zach.
Yeah, I'm up. I have a couple places to go because again, I still have my number one helmets available in the XFL, NFL Europe / World League of American Football,
fucking NFL Europe. I forgot about that.
Or the USFL.
I feel like that's going to be the tail. Like the second half of this draft is going to be the oh shit, I haven't taken a team from this league.
Yeah, I think
nobody's gonna want my first pick in this one either.
I still have a lot of wild card options too. I'm in a good spot. I like where I am. So I think what I'm gonna do here. I mean, this is the one that I was waffling on before, but
making his way to the commissioner's table or his chair.
Turn around. Yeah, I'm sitting down in Roger Goodell's chair.
There it is.
All right, with the first pick in the 4th round of the 2021 Bass Helmet Draft, the California Golden Ratios select from the World League of American Football the 91-92 Orlando Thunder.
Ooh.
That was my number one helmet there. That's the traditional, the white with the storm clouds. That
and you're making fun of me for the Invaders. Okay.
I like that one.
Orlando Thunder. It's a cool looking helmet. I will say. I think it was like low. I think it was low on my board, but it was on my board.
I gave it a look, and I thought I don't want that fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, look. When it comes to, I just wanted to get this category locked and make sure I get my best helmet here where I can, because I think I can make some picks elsewhere. Because, like, again, when it comes to the NFL Europe World League of American Football, it's a stupid thing. There's some garbage, and I know, and this isn't even a helmet and a stripe and decal league. This is just a decal league. There are no stripes to be found among the NFL Europe.
There are a few stripes. Well, you got to look at.
There's a small handful.
You've got to look at the WLAF years to find the stripes.
Yeah, there's a few in there. You know, I just think some of these logos are bad. And yes, this Orlando Thunder logo is like cartoony, but it is in the right ways for me. And I think I'm also a sucker for a white helmet, as you can see with my back-to-back picks here. I think a good white helmet with some clean lines on a logo can really pop, and I think that this one does. It's a solid pick for me. And it closes out that category, and I don't have to look at those things ever again.
By the way, Greg, the sheer hypocrisy. You know, you have cartoon lightning bolt down here on your pick, your second, and yet you discriminate and are hateful to this.
My cartoon lightning bolt is good. Mine has a hand on it. It's like the hand of
the
hand.
Mike, you have about 30 seconds to
pick is in.
Oh, okay. All right.
There we go. So this is we are staying the course here, and as such, with the second pick of the 4th round of the 2021 Basically a Sports Show helmet draft, the Toronto Parkdale Canoe Club selects from the Extreme Football League, the Las Vegas Outlaws.
Oh,
they were on my list.
the XFL, for our XFL pick, this was a tough choice because there's two iterations of this league. Like two completely different sets of helmets, and there are actually a few good ones. There are some bad ones, but there's some good ones. But to me, this is the definitive XFL helmet because this is one of the two helmets that was in the first ever XFL game, and of course, it is the helmet worn by He Hate Me. So,
that makes it a classic right there.
This is basically the Dallas Cowboys helmet of the XFL. So, there we go.
Very nice. It's fine. I feel like that one would be more along like Greg's line of thinking, where it's just a helmet and stripe. And
it's got a helmet. It's got a deco. The problem is that because I guess the XFL is a Vince McMahon project, that when they tend to go gaudy, it tends to not be in ways that I like. I guess I don't know. There are more exciting designs out there. There was one other XFL helmet that I was considering that I opted not to go with, but
Andy follows up quick with his own pick.
Picks in.
Oh, let me hit the buzzer here.
The Birmingham Brain Trauma. We are going to the Arena Football League to get our pick out of the way here because we covet it, and I don't want anyone else jumping into this. You guys can do whatever the hell you want with the rest of it. I don't give a shit. Here is my pick. It is the original helmet in, I think it was 1996, for the Arizona Rattlers.
Oh man, okay, yeah,
that's a good one.
That was my number 2. I was maybe hoping to get that in a wild card spot. But man, that's a good ass Arena Football League helmet.
Yep, one of the few.
What, in 4th round here?
Yes.
I love that color combo, the teal and the copper. That's just good. That's real good.
Like the pictures of it like in action too are awesome. Like it's one of those helmets that like wears really well to where like even when it's beat up, it just looks fucking cool. See if I can find it.
Oh, absolutely. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I think there's a lot of hidden gems in the Arena Football League.
There's some. I already picked mine, didn't I? Yeah, I got the Minnesota Fighting Pike.
Well, Greg, what you have taken? You've taken the USFL. You've taken
twice.
Oh yeah, you've taken 2 years.
I got the 2 best helmets in the league.
Can we get some speculation on where you're going with your 4th overall pick?
Well, I'm really confident that I can wait on the NFL for a little while longer at this point.
Sure.
But I'm also pretty confident I can wait on the World Football League, and I can probably wait on the CFL. The one I'm concerned about is the what was it? The AAF. What did that stand for?
American
Football.
Yeah,
Alliance of American Football.
Yeah, but that's a wild card pick.
That's a wild card.
Pick that.
You've already
can't pick from that league.
Yeah, you can't.
Why not?
Because you've taken
wild card.
You took 2 USFL teams, and one of them was your wild card.
I thought we had to pick from that league, though. So which league am I allowed to pick from?
The leagues that we pick from are the NFL, CFL, USFL, XFL, WLAF/NFL Europe, the World League, and the Arena Football League. The AAF was considered a wild card.
Oh, well, shit. Okay. Well, never mind then. I guess I got to make a pick there.
Yep, time to get your pick in there, Greg.
All right, then, fine. From, let's see here real quick. From the XFL, we'll go with, oh, boy. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh. Greg's Minnesota Vikings leading this.
I mean, I am actually. No.
Quick, I want to pick.
the Dallas Renegades from the XFL.
Okay. The latest XFL.
The latest, yes, the most recent one.
You didn't go with the knockoff Oilers?
No, too much knockoff Oilers going on in that one.
All right, Zach.
I do like a good powder blue, baby blue. All right. Ah, man.
As you'll note, stripe logo.
Again, the theme continues. God, I could literally go anywhere at this midpoint of the draft. I still haven't picked an XFL. Both the XFLs that have been picked were not in my top 5.
Yeah, Gus, I'm looking at my XFL board right now, and there's decisions to be made. Like there's some arguments for some.
There's some good helmets out there, man. Like,
okay, pick that one. AF's off the board. Arena League got the Pike. Couldn't be happier.
I like how on this board here, like everyone's got these nice images from the, from this helmet project page, and then there's my shitty
Japanese experimental fusion football league.
Yeah. Well, I got 3 leagues left. How do I have only 3 leagues left with 4 picks to go?
Because you picked 2 from the USFL.
Yeah, but I've got to have 8 picks. I thought the Arena Football League 2 was our wild card.
No.
Yeah, it was.
I'm counting. It's NFL, CFL, XFL, Arena League, NFL Europe World League, USFL, World Football League, and wild card. That's 8.
Yeah. And if I
picked from 3 leagues, you picked 4 picks from 3 leagues. You still have 5 leagues left.
I got the NFL, CFL, World Football League,
and
Europe, and that's it, according to you guys.
Yep.
Wait.
All right. I guess my pick is in.
Your pick has to be in, so pick a team.
Yeah, pick is in. We're just gonna do this now because apparently nobody knows how to look at the helmets in the USFL properly. With my number 1 pick in the 5th round here, I'm gonna go with my 3rd straight white helmet, which wasn't really planned, but we're gonna go with the Portland Breakers.
Oh, jeez.
I love that there's like very rarely any applause. It's like, what a bunch of bullshit. This is a shitty helmet.
Everybody, again, when we were talking about like,
I thought this was going to be one of the first to go. Honestly,
yeah, I had it on my board at like 4th. It was like if I couldn't get the other ones, that's one I wanted. Yeah, it's a good helmet, but
it's like the most renowned USFL helmet. Everyone, whenever they talk about these helmets, again, this is a helmet that survived a couple cities. And when it comes up in these helmet discussions, it's always brought up.
I was the Breakers are my team in the USFL. I loved them, and the helmets. I mean, like I said, it was on my board, just not in my top 3.
Again, we're going. I only have 1 stripe and decal helmet on my list so far.
Problem.
I'm going with the unique designs when it comes to helmets. Like, yes, a good classic helmet is good, and trust me, I have a few to pick still. That I might do just to balance things out a little bit, so I'm not too wild.
You're going to get the Andrew Harrington, Brandon Moore vote. Is that really what you're going for here?
No, because there's some decal stripe helmets that are in my wheelhouse. I'm just waiting for the right opportunity. But
no, that was on my list actually. But I just like the Breakers and the Gamblers better, or not it was Freudian slip there. Invaders and Gamblers better. Logo stripe thing. Got the whole thing going on.
Sure, yeah.
Mike is up. He's got about 30 seconds here to make a tough decision for his 5th pick as we start the second half of this draft.
I still
look like pick is in.
So with our 5th overall pick, the Toronto Parkdale Canoe Club selects from the Arena Football League, the San Jose SaberCats, 1995 to 2008.
Yeah, not on my board, but I see why. That was the SaberCats were such a successful team, and so I saw that helmet a lot. And again, it's a big logo on the helmet, big angry cat.
It's a big angry cat. You've got a big angry logo on it, but I think kind of what makes it work, aside from just, the fact that you saw it a lot, is that, I don't know, it's just so unique. It's not a giant helmet like you kind of see in college today. It's this hand-drawn logo. It's got a certain charm to it that I always liked.
It's interesting. The decal is so huge.
Yeah.
Do we have a real picture of that we can look at?
Yeah, I'll find one here.
I just always thought the actual rendering of it was a little too wild. Like
it's busy.
It definitely looks like a scruffy cat.
Let's see if I can find a picture here. Here we go. Come on, this bullshit. There we go. So I would have gone. I had the white helmet on mine. I think these are mini helmets too. So
yeah, they are.
Let me see if I can find a proper game helmet here. There we go. Okay. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Oh, Andy, come on, please.
Give me a chance.
Show.
There you go. You can kind of see the.
That is big.
Fucking hell. Yeah, the thing is monstrous.
Size, yeah.
But yeah, so there you go. Not a bad pick. It was
a classic arena team. Like the Sabercat. It was always like the Sabercats and the Orlando Predators and that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not much of the Minnesota Fighting Pike in that one, huh?
No,
I don't think so. No. It seems like the pick is in for Birmingham.
Yeah. Oh, well, let me play the sound here.
Birmingham Brain Trauma has had a tough time with this one. We're going to be going to the XFL, but we were deciding between two helmets, one from each iteration. We've decided to go modern, and we will go with our 5th overall pick of our whatever the 3rd or the 5th round. Who gives a shit? It is from New York, the New York Guardians. I really like
that. That was high on my list.
That was my top rated of XFL 2.0. So
when we go back, Greg is on the clock here to take some silly ass helmet that no one else thought to take. So Greg,
right.
I'm glad that all the XFL picks are ones that aren't. Not ones that upset my board too greatly.
Let's see. Where do I want to go? World League.
Like I think I do need to rein in my designs a little bit. I think I'm getting a little too wild.
There's this. I feel like there's this clearly like the unique thing is that I feel like for the most part all of us have been in pretty much agreement like as the show in the history of the show like about what is and is not a good look, and yet we're so fucking torn, like very divisive overall. Like I don't feel like there's been many picks where we've been like, oh yeah, that's great, that's exactly I had that, etc. Like a lot of disagreement and different tastes. But ultimately, though, at the end, I feel like we're going to see patterns clearly of what people like. And I don't know. It'll be curious to look over to kind of gauge our preferences.
Oh. With my 5th pick in the 2021 Bass Helmet Draft, going to go into the World Football League and take... Oh, it's a tough call. I'm going to go with the Hawaii Hawaiians.
Damn you.
Yeah,
that was my number 2.
The Hawaiians. Hawaii. Boy, that's tough to say. Hawaii.
Hawaiians, right?
The Hawaii Hawaiians of Anaheim.
There you go.
Sorry, that was my number 3.
The Hawaii Hawaiians of Honolulu. Try to say that.
Yeah.
Fast.
When I was saying before about when I picked the SoCal Sun in terms of like color in that league, that's the other one that pops out in terms of like bright and eye catching.
So I finally picked one that everybody didn't like give me a bunch of shit over. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fine helmet.
No, it was on my board. It's again like you want to talk about a league that just doesn't have jack shit. I mean,
I think if you looked at our boards for the WFL, we probably all have the same 3 helmets or 4, probably.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. These helmets blow. There's very slim pick.
The whole WFL or WLF just seems like a symphony of bumbling failure.
Oh, it was a glorious disaster.
Yellow footballs. The footballs were yellow.
Yeah, with red stripes, if I remember right.
So, what white helmet will Zach take next?
I'm specifically not. Don't worry about that. To give you a hint, sources say that that California is looking north of the border for their next pick.
Okay.
Oh, shit, I was taking a CFL helmet so far, right?
Yeah, I'm the only one
That's bizarre. So I'm really curious where he goes. I'm nervous of where he goes because whatever Zach takes is the CFL. Go ahead.
CFL has a lot of solid looks, a lot of really solid helmets that I think you could be easily.
I know. I'm torn between one from a while back and they're both kind of from a while back.
Chaos Blast brings up the WFL and their action point, which just sounds hilarious.
I don't even remember what that was. Wasn't it kind of like a 2-point conversion or something? I don't remember.
Well, you got about 10 seconds there, Zach. Pick is in.
With the pick here in the first pick of the 6th round, 2021, basically a sports show helmet draft. The California Golden Ratios, again, go north of the border, not taking their top pick, maybe hopefully snagging this one in a wild card, but we're going to grab the 1985 to 1994 Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Ooh.
This is the version of with the logo that extends around the back, like the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Logo, rather than just cutting off, which I think
makes
it unique among the Saskatchewan helmet history. Also, a white face mask.
Disappointed when they got rid of that wraparound.
Yeah, very.
It was on my board, Zach. Good call. That one was up there.
Yeah, the wraparound look continued up to 2007 with a black face mask, but I think the white one is it's a cleaner look. I think the black kind of makes it a little too faux Jetsy, where I think the white face mask is a better.
And then the Jets came around and ripped off the Rough Riders, so it all came full circle.
Yeah, right.
Is that the correct helmet on the screen there, Zach?
That is the correct one. Yes.
Okay, great. Mike is on the clock. He is. He's already. What do you got? You've got your NFL. You've got your USFL. You've got your CFL. You've got your XFL.
He hasn't used his wild card yet.
I have not. The pick is in, and the Toronto Parkdale Canoe Club will indeed be going with our wild card. From using our wild card pick from the Alliance of American Football. Take aim, the Orlando Apollos.
Damn you! I was going to take that one too. That was my top of my board.
That was a fight between both of you.
Yeah, that was. I was hoping Greg wasn't going to take it, but then Greg used his wild card on some bullshit USFL helmet, and
okay. I tell you guys, I'm telling you, man, that Invaders helmet is a lot more popular than you think it is, and I like it. So there, sue me.
Okay.
No, but actually, Mike, the Apollos were not my number one choice on the AAF. It was a different.
The AAF actually has a lot of solid designs,
but they were number 2 on my board. I figured you would take them before I could get them, so I had. I can't say because I don't want to blow anything, but yeah, they were not my number one choice on there.
I've my picks.
Yeah, right.
The thing is so different. I mean, everybody's like, no one's going any of the directions I thought they would go. Even me.
Sorry, I guess.
Birmingham's pick is in, Greg.
Time me, Greg. Birmingham is going to dip our toes into the very quickly into the World Football League. Very quickly, we're going to get out because this league sucks, and I just want to get this over with. So we're going with the Jacksonville Sharks.
Very good pick.
Yeah,
nice solid pick.
Yeah, from 1974. It's just a generic create a team in Madden helmet, but I just want to get this thing over with so I can move on with my life.
And it's better than what they replaced it with. The Express. What is that?
The LA Express is bad. I like the Jacksonville Sharks helmet just because it is simple. It honestly reminds me of Any Given Sunday.
Yeah.
Very similar. Yeah.
Right.
Well, say I've got to do the CFL and what am I missing? The Arena? No, I got the Arena League. The NFL. I got to do the CFL.
I've got NFL, World League of American Football, and CFL left to go.
I'm gonna. It's amazing that you two are probably gonna draft your NFL last when Mike and I both drafted our NFLs first.
Yeah, we've got 30 teams to choose from at this point, right? For the NFL, so shit, I'm not even worried about it.
Well, that's the thing.
But then some of them are bad. So
the NFL,
like Greg said, you could pick I think us picking the Rams and Cowboys first and second is not a wrong thing because
No.
Like if we don't pick those, somebody else does immediately, and then you're regretting not doing it.
I would put it this way: had the draft fallen exactly like it had without those two helmets being on the boards, those would have been my first two picks.
Yeah,
right. I would have. Well, I can't use NFL for a wild card, but I would have had one of those two in my pocket. Believe me.
Right, and so I think it's a fine strategy.
Okay, let's see here. Which way do I want to go with this? With my sixth pick. We're going to go to the Canadian Football League.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With the sixth pick, the Knoxville Protocol select the 1988 Calgary Stampeders.
Ooh, that's nice.
The 88 version, huh?
88 version, yes.
Let's see, I think I listed the one I wanted as the 89 version.
I looked at that one. I like the stripes better on the 88.
You got kind of that Ohio State look.
I like the, obviously I like just the three simple stripes, but they had a little flair to it. I like that even better. But yeah, that's my pick for the CFL. I think it's a good one.
Yeah.
Plus, I think it was Chaos Blast. I think, or what? No, it was I can't think of his name. Yeah, Chaos Blast was who wanted the Stampeders. Was that on Twitter that he said that to us? Kyle Moore. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, no. If I had come back to the Canadian League for a wild card, that was a strong selection. That's just a solid football helmet, and again, a look that hasn't changed pretty much ever. Like, yeah, they threw some numbers on there, and they had a weird alternate logo one time, but like that
they
silhouette of a Mustang and red helmet.
They did this. They did a weird Jaguars-esque thing for a bit, but thankfully came to their senses.
Yeah, I saw that one. I was like, ew. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised the Stampeders are still there this late in the game. I figured somebody would grab them by now, but there you go.
Well, Zach, what do you have left? Do you have your wild card left?
I have my wild card left, and I have my XFL.
Okay. Well,
the problem is the more I stare at the XFL, the less inspired I am to take any of these things. Like, well,
now you know.
If the New York Guardians were there right now, I'd pick them. But I either have the option of going a little bit wacky, another wacky helmet with a white helmet with a crazy design, or something a little bit more down to earth.
I mean, there's one XFL helmet left that I completely forgot about that I really liked, and I was honestly, it was a 1A 1B situation with the Guardians for which one I was going to take. Because the Guardians helmet is it's cool, but it's so dreary. This other helmet, I don't know if it's the same one I'm thinking of with you, but it is fun to look at and got a lot of unique elements that stand out. But yeah, you got about 10 seconds to flip a coin here and think of what you want to do.
All right. All right, we're gonna go wild card here. We're gonna go back to the USFL. There's one piece of uncovered diamond left in there. And we'll go with the 1983-1984 Arizona Wranglers.
Ooh.
Was the one where it's the branding iron on the side of the helmet.
The branding iron on the copper. That's a bold pick.
Yeah.
Whoa. What
you really think that's better than the Gamblers?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Again, unique. I like, in the same way that I like the Florida State Spear. Same way that I like what ASU's done with the pitchfork on the side of the helmet.
Yeah.
I love a thing coming around the side of the helmet like that, and you got a fiery brand. It's kind of a cool look.
See,
it's a perfect wild card.
That it's really weird how I thought we would all see the USFL like as the same. Basically like there's like 4 or 5 good helmets and the rest are junk. Like that one would have never made my list, and the Bulls probably would have gotten on there at some point because I liked them. But to me, it was like there were like 4 clear helmets. That was I'm surprised this other one isn't getting picked yet. We'll see if it does. But with me, it was the Gamblers, the Invaders, the Panthers, and then the Breakers. Those to me were like the 4 quote unquote iconic USFL helmets. So.
Yeah. I like, now that I'm looking at the things, it's like, do I regret it already? Like,
there it is.
So, the Toronto Parkdale Canoe Club. We are going to we're going to NFL Europe, and this is a tough one because there are actually a few here that I like, but we're going with the 1995 to 2002 Barcelona Dragons.
Good call. That was lower on the board, but it was on there.
You said the 95 to 02?
Yeah.
If my pick is still there, it might be. You're going to run me out of the building when I pick my World League.
Yeah, I think that's the Barcelona helmet I liked. I just don't really love that dragon. It's a little dopey.
Hey, I like it because it's like they're kind of doing like a Spanish art style thing with it.
It's unique.
Yeah.
See, if I would have predicted like, okay, give me 3 World League helmets that Mike would choose from, that would have been one of them. Be that one.
I mean, I mean, you're gonna if you're gonna do this whole experiment of put American football teams in Europe, at least the logos could at least be European. So
there you go. The pick is in.
Yep. All right, we're gonna go to Canada. I'm gonna get my CFL pick in. It is perhaps the most boring of helmets on this list for me, but I looked up some images of it, and on the field, it looks wonderful. It is the current iteration of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Oh, that's a classic look.
That's a classic. That was actually number 2 on my list after Calgary. Was that one?
Much better than when they tried to update it with like a lightning bolt.
Well, I thought it was like a bomb, wasn't it?
It was like it was a football lightning bolt thing that they did, and it just didn't look right.
Yeah, that was number 2 on my list in the CFL. Was that one right behind Stampeders there? So good pick.
Thank you.
And see, now we're starting to fall into agreement. What do I have left here? I got the NFL and my World League.
Yeah, NFL and World League.
Quiet. Maybe I'll do my World League pick here to get everybody fired back up again. All right, let's see here.
World League / NFL Europe.
Yeah, and I went pretty deep into the bottom of the barrel for the World League, NFL / NFL Europe. So
there's some interesting teams in there. Is your pick in, Greg?
Not yet. I'm still debating.
Okay. There's a couple on my list from NFL. Like that was the first league I really studied for this was NFL Europe / World League. Because I mean, I'd forgotten a few. Like I remember distinctly the Rainfire and the Barcelona Dragons, as well as a couple other teams. But to me, I had to actually see pictures of them in action. And for whatever reason, I know that the internet was kind of around, but it's so hard to find good pictures of some of these leagues in action. It's like, what the hell were people doing? Did people
any Europeans send photographers over to that thing?
I guess.
Well, I'm not. This is probably going to make your heads explode. My pick for the World League of American Football / NFL Europe. But I found this one. I really like it. I love the unique color scheme.
Oh boy,
the logo's not terrible, and I just thought it was a cool look. So sue me. I went with the San Antonio Riders of the World League of American Football / NFL Europe.
It's not bad. It's unique. The brown and gold is unique in
that's what I liked about it.
Pro football.
I actually kind of dig it in a way, how the Blue Jays are basically a double blue team, but the only red is the maple leaf. I kind of dig how the San Antonio Riders are we're just going to be a brown and gold team, but we'll still do the red, white, and blue for the Texan flag.
Yeah, I actually I found some pretty quality pictures of them too, and I thought this looks pretty good. I like it.
Are we allowed to sign any undrafted free agents?
we can discuss undrafted free agents after the draft's complete.
Yeah, that helmet doesn't look too bad in action.
Greg, look at this trend here.
You have a
Texas cowboy, horse, cowboy on horse with Texas flag.
Fuck, I sure do, don't I? I got a bunch of Texas shit going on in there.
Yeah, you do. That's what I was going to point.
I don't even like Texas. I don't know what's going on here.
All right, Zach, you have your final pick to submit. Oh, it's in. Okay.
It's with the final pick. We like to thank everybody for coming out to our draft party. We like to thank the commissioner for putting on this draft, and we'd like
sharing
to thank
his chair.
Yes, we'd like to thank this open field in Omaha, Nebraska for hosting us.
The Omaha Beef hosting us. That's what we're having from Omaha Beef.
Which, again, as I said after last week's show, if we were doing a pro football pants draft, the Beef would be my number one selection. But with this final pick, we have to go with the XFL because that's the one thing we haven't picked. A lot of hemming and hawing, a lot of back and forth, but I'm going with, unfortunately, kind of a generic design, but not as generic as the other option I could have went with. The 2020 XFL's Los Angeles Wildcats.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, dude, it looks like a restaurant logo. It looks like something like it looks like a place where I get some spicy chicken wings.
Here's my deal. I could have gone. The other idea I had was to go wacky and do the Birmingham Thunderbolts.
Bad,
but I think that's just that's too much for wackiness.
It'd be better if it didn't have a stupid B in front of it.
Yeah, and then to go down to the other side of the generic, I really wanted a solid black helmet, and that's why I wish I messed up my wild card pick. I should have gone something else, but it was either between the LA Wildcats or the New York, New Jersey Hitmen. But the problem is, every time I look at that, I'm like, that is generic, like movie football team look, and I just there's nothing about it.
If you wanted a black helmet, you could have gone with the Birmingham Iron, the AAF.
They were on my list actually.
Right.
Yeah.
No. We'll talk about potential undrafted free agents afterwards. But
so
sounds like the pick is in.
Pick is in. So with our final pick, in our final pick, the Toronto Puck Idle Canoe Club selects from the World Football League because we've avoided this festering rat's nest long enough, and we finally have to acknowledge its existence. From 1974, the Florida Blazers.
Oh.
I think I had that on my list too. I don't remember what it looks like. It's just like a patch of color or something.
It's a blue helmet. It's got a gray face mask, white and red stripes, and the logo is like, I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's like I've kind of interpreted it as like a stylized flame.
Yeah.
So we've all done our World Football League picks now, right?
I think so. Yeah.
When it came to a fire logo, I thought the Chicago Fire of the World Football League would be picked.
I'm surprised the Birmingham Americans didn't go because every draft has to have anything with like alternative football has to have Birmingham involved somehow.
Well, we're talking after the draft here, so let's just maintain our composure. My pick is in. I'm ready.
All right.
How does Andy round this out?
It's got to be NFL.
With my NFL selection, I don't know if I'm going for the memes here. Or what?
Oh no!
But it is the football helmet of the NFL, arguably of the history of the league.
Oh boy! Oh,
it is the most controversial helmet ever. It is the Cleveland Browns.
He's my Cleveland Browns. Look at him. How about that? They didn't even make my list.
We couldn't even make it through this stupid draft without cleave jacking. Or talking about the Browns.
It's just a pure helmet. You know, there's no bullshit. It's just a helmet with it's distinct. I like the brown face mask. I'm probably gonna get some shit from gray face maskers. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, gray face masks are right. Gray face masks are the only answer.
They have their place, but not with this baby. I'm taking the modern iteration with the clean stripe.
Okay, but just to be clear, you're picking the current one, right? Not the one from a few years back, the carbon fiber bullshit.
Correct.
Okay.
The like modern standard corrected version of the helmet, not
okay.
the carbon fiber over bullshit. That's no.
So the brown is unchanged on yours.
Yeah. Greg, you what do you have left?
Say that I had 11 teams on my NFL list, and the Browns weren't any of them.
Yeah,
and I love that helmet.
I had a long NFL list.
Yeah. So all right, we'll make this quick so we can wrap this bad boy up.
Sure.
Going to the National Football League. This one might be a little controversial too, but with my final pick and my pick in the National Football League, the Knoxville Protocol select the Atlanta Falcons before the one helmet rule throwback /66 to 69. Atlanta Falcons.
With the gold stripe?
The gold stripe. You're goddamn right. The gold stripe. Yep.
What
that's
year would that have been?
1966 to 69, or the throwback before the helmet rule started.
I got it. All right.
Basically, it's their first one. The first helmet they had.
Yep, there you go.
No, yeah. The thing I love about that helmet is that the gold stripe was literally an afterthought they had to apply to like appease tech fans.
Yep.
Well, there it is.
I wanted to double check because I wanted to make sure that the throwback that they wore before the one shell rule came into place had a little touch of gold on each side of them. Like, okay, I wanted to make sure that because they're basically the same helmet that way. But yeah, that's my my NFL pick, and there you go.
Well, look at that. Look at those boards. I feel like the Mike's really defies trend. It seems to be the most inconsistent, which is not an insult. It's just like I feel like Zach's kind of has a theme, except for the last one. I feel like mine kind of too. I don't know.
Mine definitely has a theme.
Well, I don't know. I feel like yours is country western theme, but that's fine. If you could redo, it's like what was left on your guys' boards that was like top shelf that you just couldn't go with.
So the one I messed up with the wild card. I shouldn't have gone Arizona Wranglers. My other option was going to be the Canadian Football League BC Lions 1971 helmet.
BC Lions 1971.
I am surprised, and I think this is because we only had one NFL pick each, but my number 2 choice behind the Falcons was the Chargers 74 to 87. Not the white throwback helmet, but the Dan Fouts era blue and gold helmet.
If we had the chance to pick a second NFL helmet, I think I would have gone one of the white Chargers, like specifically the ones that they used to throw back to.
Yeah.
So, in terms of other helmets that I was considering in the NFL, white Chargers throwback helmet was definitely on that list. As was the Buccaneers creamsicle Buckle Bruce.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't grab that, Mike. I really thought that would be on your list.
Those 2 helmets are both really nice. They both kind of make good use of pastels, but when the Dallas Cowboys helmet is sitting there, you gotta grab it.
It's kind of like the Snickers bar from the candy draft. It's there, you've got to get it. You just can't let it sit there. Right? Yeah, that was my strategy too until literally until today. It was like Zach said last week. I'm going to pick the Rams. In my head, I thought if the Cowboys are there, it's my first pick. I thought that after we went off the air last Monday, right up until today.
Another other alternate picks that I had that I considered from the CFL, the current Hamilton Tiger Cats helmet, which I think is probably the best Tiger Cats helmet that they've ever done.
I thought that the Tie Cats had a better helmet history than they do, but I was kind of surprised by how much I didn't latch on to anything.
A lot of it's trash. A lot of it's trash.
The one XFL or CFL helmet that I had that was maybe a little rogue was going to be the Las Vegas Posse.
I looked at them.
And then also the Ottawa Rough Riders with the is it a beaver or is it a huntsman logo?
Oh, right.
I couldn't tell you.
I took a look at the Ottawa Renegades. Remember them? 02 Ottawa Renegades.
02 to yeah, the Renegades. Another CFL helmet that I considered was the 1970 to 73 Montreal Alouettes.
Which was 70. The what's it called? It's got a name. It's a French horn logo.
The one after the 70 to 73 one of like the stylized bird.
It's like they call that one the French horn logo because it's like a circular.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, if I was gonna go Alouettes, I was gonna go the 98 Alouettes, the silver helmet with the running bird.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I had the same Blue Bombers helmet that Andy had on my list, which is a classic helmet.
Yeah,
I also consider the Birmingham Thunderbolts, but it is, as Zach said, a bit much.
Yeah, I didn't realize what I was doing until I got to when I went to go pick the Breakers. I'm like, damn it, another white helmet with a weird.
The Breakers were actually in addition to the Jacksonville Bulls, the two other USFL helmets I liked were the Breakers and then the Tampa Bay Bandits.
Yeah,
which is it's a very simple design, but I think it looks good. So
the one that I should have probably taken over the deer, I don't know why I coveted the damn deers so much, but like I wanted to think it was the Salt Lake Stallions, that helmet there on the left.
Oh yeah,
that helmet kicks ass. I was torn, but I went with the deer. I don't regret it.
The one other XFL helmet that I considered was the DC Defenders.
Yeah, that
the red one with the lightning bolts on it.
Yeah, which is so good, it's almost too good for the XFL, in my opinion.
I don't know. I don't like the logo on one side, number on the other part of it.
I was looking at the if I'd gone to the AAF, my first choice was going to be the Memphis Express. Remember that crazy helmet they had?
Oh, the jet, yeah.
Yeah. And then I figured Mike would take the Apollos. And then I was looking at the San Diego Fleet and the Atlanta Legends, or a couple other ones.
So another AAF helmet that I like that I actually considered for a hot minute over the Orlando Apollos, but decided against for the reason Zach said, because it ruins an otherwise really good design of a number on the other side, is the Arizona Hot Shots.
Yeah, I agree. Like I like Greg, you said Fleet. I think if the Fleet didn't have the logo and it was just numbers on both sides, that'd be great because I love the stylizing that they do with those numbers.
Nobody. Yeah. I mean, the Arizona Outlaws in the USFL, really simple. Are they became the Outlaws? They were the Wranglers, and they had like just the guy with the mask on and the cowboy hat and all that. No one liked that one either, huh?
No, it's fine. It kind of just feels like a create a team thing to me, though. Like,
yeah, I'm looking at those, and that's why I picked the brand over the Bandit looking one, just because it's a little bit more unique. It's got something to it.
What about the Pittsburgh Maulers? They had a better like overall uniform. I don't think the helmet was that great, but the uniform, the whole pretty good.
I think the balance of orange and purple is not right. Like there needs to be a little more separation. It kind of looks muddy to me.
I'm kind of bummed I never got to draft the Hawaii Islanders from the 2003-2004. I think they were the Arena Football League 2. Oh, there was another one on here too that I really, really liked. It was the Vegas Outlaws from the Arena League 2 or Arena League, one or the other.
I going back to the WLAF/NFL Europe. I liked the Frankfurt Galaxy.
They were a second on my list, and I almost went with them because I thought
you were going to go with them. Like the way you were talking to the final one with all the fun design and stuff, I was like, oh, he's taking the Galaxy. Yeah. Cool.
It was a toss up between the Galaxy and the Dragons. I ended up going with the Dragons, but the other one, I guess my third pick in the WLAF NFL Europe was the Montreal Machine.
Yep, same. That was awesome helmet too.
I threw the Birmingham Fire in there. The one wild card that I didn't get to that I liked that I guess I could have gone back to, but I think I did one too many weird designs. Was in the Arena Football League 2, the American Conference, the Quad City Steamwheelers.
Oh yeah,
got the smokestacks with the fire coming out of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those were cool. I like that one a lot for sure. There was one I found that I really liked. I found a bunch of wild card ones that were really cool that I just never heard of before, and for whatever reason, I got really like paranoid that you guys were going to snipe me with these. But clearly, like Zach, you were like, we haven't even fucking heard of these. What are you doing? There's the I think the Maine Mammoths have a really cool helmet. It's let's see if I find a good picture of it here. So yeah, I mean, it looks. God damn, all these images are so small. There we go. So the Maine Mammoths, as you can see there, it's like a tusk that's coming out.
Oh yeah!
Oh wow!
It's pretty badass design, I thought.
It's a cool idea. It just I don't know how it works because now you're having the tusk come out of the back of your head.
I mean, I just thought it looked pretty badass in action. I was impressed.
If there was a way that they could make the tusk design like onto the face mask, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now you're getting into LA Kiss territory. You do that kind of shit.
I wrote down the LA Kiss as like a joke, like maybe. The other regular Arena League helmet that I thought was pretty simple but yet pretty iconic was the New Orleans Voodoo. Solid, good solid purple with the skull and the hat.
I briefly considered going with the Toronto Phantoms of the Arena Football League.
Phantoms.
Well, this could be it. We'll have to put these up and let the fans vote.
Yeah, see, I'm working on that image now. The other one that escaped me, I'm trying to find a damn picture of it. There's these never existed. They were never documented. The Memphis Pharaohs. I don't know if you guys recall them.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They had a pretty interesting, like the helmet had like a weird pyramid.
Oh, right. Like the King Tut tomb type thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, yeah. But yeah, no, we can make you want to make like a poll or something? And
yeah, we can do that. We'll do like a Twitter poll or whatever.
Okay, cool.
On the boards too.
Now, just to wrap it up, to bring it all around back, nobody here wanted to take the Detroit Wheels
No.
of the WFL, the WFL.
Yeah, I mean, we could have, because somebody should have thrown the guy who took his paintbrush out and painted that fucker on the helmet a bone. But no, sorry. That's what it looks like, right? I mean, it looks literally like something
pretty bad.
Like when you were 13 in your garage with paint. And
I mean, almost all the helmets in this thing are bad. Like that New York Stars, where it's like looks like a gold star sticker with a little
eye
on it.
Yeah,
like that's bad. That's really bad.
And then you could tell that when they moved to Charlotte, they didn't have enough money for new helmets, so someone just got like a Chicago Bears decal.
Who was it? I thought didn't they have the Charlotte Hornets too, which had, I think, one of the better designed logos.
Yeah,
it ain't saying much, but at least it was symmetrical and looked right. But yeah, it was wow. We actually got through that league pretty unscathed, because I thought, man, this is going to be a disaster when we get to this thing.
There's just enough decent / interesting helmets to make it out with 4 people. But
you had 2 more people to this draft, and it totally throws off the whole thing.
The Chicago Fire I briefly considered, but it just seems like a worse version of the Rain Fire.
Yeah.
Well, did you see Birmingham? They were the Americans one year, then they became the Vulcans, and it was like just a flame of it was so bad.
Yeah, I actually prefer the Americans logo to the Vulcans logo. But I don't know, like the Orlando Blazers, it was just, or the Florida Blazers, whatever stupid team I picked. I don't know. It's kind of got an abstract logo, but the colors are crisp. Everything pops. It's not too gaudy or terrible, so
Yeah, I was happy with the Hawaiians. Zach, you took the California Sun, right?
SoCal Sun, yep.
SoCal Sun, yeah. That was a fine draft.
Yeah, well done. I'm going to put together like a list, and Greg, if you want to start a poll up soon for people to vote, we'll knock this one out. And we can talk like actual draft and other shit.
As an aside, I briefly took a look at the Chinese Arena League to see if there was anything worthwhile. It's that's even more barren than the WFL,
right? How
bad.
fun would this be to take something from the Chinese league? And I was like, there's nothing here to take.
I love the Shenyang Rhinos, whose logo is a clip art of a rhino that they found on Google Images.
You know what I did find looking through the CFL? I think it was maybe I've got it written down here. Who was it? I think it was the BC Lions had a Michigan style helmet from like 1951 to 60, and I almost picked that, but then I thought,
BC has had some really cool helmets throughout their tenure.
But yeah, this was I don't know who's gonna like with the candy draft. You could kind of tell, like, I think who was it that got the most votes? Zach, I think.
Yeah, I dominated that.
Yeah, you dominated that. This one, it's hard. I mean, it's just going to be all matter of personal taste. If you like stripes and logos, I'm your guy. So.
I mean, when it comes to the Canadian airport candy of this draft, like it changed hands several times. And despite it being a good pick, it's clearly got to be Andy going with the Japanese league, like third.
I don't know, man. I saw that. When I was digging.
Like we were somehow gonna find that in the first.
You're gonna snipe my Japanese Fusion League.
I mean, well, it's because like you picked the Canadian airport candy like second or third, right?
Yeah.
So it was that's the equivalent. Like,
oh, man,
were we gonna get that?
I just saw that. I saw it and I was like, damn it, that's such a cool helmet. Like I just thought it was as cool as fuck. And for whatever reason, I just had it in my head, like, number one, can't leave home without it. You got to get it. But I would have been so torn if I didn't get the Michigan Panthers. Like, I love that fucking helmet. It's so weird and cool.
See, I really did believe it would be the Panthers, the Invaders, and the Gamblers would be the top 3 picks in the USFL. And the Breakers too. I thought everything else is just bullshit. I'm just surprised that nobody. I'm just amazed by that.
It just makes me laugh that like the sheer derision for some of these. Just everything else, total bullshit. Like just trash.
Somehow we got 6 helmets out of the USFL, right?
Yeah.
5. Or I took 2? Did anybody else take 2?
No, I don't think so.
I took 2.
Zach took 2.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the Wranglers and the Breakers, and I took the Invaders and the Gamblers, right? Yeah.
Look, like when it comes to if we had to like rank the leagues overall, it's not the last. Like the World Football League is definitely
the USFL. Honestly, I think the USFL, like all in all, their helmet like history, their helmet roster is not terrible. Like
no,
there are enough interesting ones in there. There were points where I was considering like who do I draft first. Permy thought it's like, oh, I should just start off with a bang, go with the Apollos, like just right off the bat.
So wait a minute. So Zach, you took 2 USFL teams as well, right?
Yeah,
the Breakers and the Wranglers. Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure that I was right on that.
And so, it's. But at the end of the day, I thought I learned from the maple candy. Actually, I was like, no, just keep it simple. Cowboys are on the board. Take the Cowboys.
It sounds like I'm the only one that has like a small regret about one of my picks. Do any of you regret?
I got to see the board again. There's a couple that I'd like to do over again, but too late now. I think I got rushed when I thought I could pick from the AAF and I couldn't, and I think I just kind of grabbed. That might have been when I took the Dallas Renegades, and looking at it,
yeah, I believe so.
I probably would have gone with the Guardians instead, but
you were rushed because I feel like you kind of you were having some discrepancies about like
right
you could pick from where. So I think you just kind of clicked on a thing. And was
I
like,
should have taken the Orlando Rage, which
they were on my list. I love that Rage one, dude. It's so weird.
Yeah,
I ended up. Let's see. The only one that I really have any kind of lingering feelings about, in a negative way, would be the. Honestly, it's the San Jose SaberCats. Don't get me wrong. I quite like it. I think the big like fuck you cat is unique. But I don't know. Like in my mind, I guess I've kind of romanticized Arena Football League helmets. Like I thought there were better designs than there were.
Yeah,
and kind of going through it, it's like, oh man, at least pickings are kind of slim. And once the Rattlers were taken off the board, I was kind of left with just trying to figure out, oh well, what's the best option here? And
I had the best option in the Fighting Pike.
I contemplated maybe the Miami Hooters.
Oh God!
Blatant corporate logo for there.
Well, I had the Las Vegas Outlaws.
We're gonna combine boobs and football. Americans will love it.
Oh, the Dallas Texans I had on my list too because.
Wait a minute.
I think on the Arena League. I don't know. It was.
I wish. Same with you, Greg. I wish my XFL pick was a little bit more inspired.
Yeah.
Like. I thought that there was a little bit more to choose from there, and it's kind of like, oh, it's actually kind of despite it being, 2 different iterations of it, it's kind of blasé.
Yeah, it was there really wasn't a lot to work with.
Yeah, I mean, like the only one of the one that's the most interesting of the newer ones was like the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Yeah,
but I thought even that was probably a little too much.
That's what
okay. No, I just remembered this arena football team. I'm legit feeling regret now because had I remembered them, this would have been my pick. I would have gone with the 1997 New Jersey Red Dogs, named after that skanky, terrible beer.
Oh God, remember that beer?
I was too young. I was too young to have it, but
you didn't miss the thing, dude.
I have heard that it's like legitimately the worst. So
yeah, but it was everywhere. I mean, they really
and they sponsored an arena football team.
Yeah, I mean, they put a lot of money in marketing in that, and they probably should have maybe saved a little on the marketing and then a little more on the quality of the product, I think.
But yeah, New Jersey, I would have gone with the New Jersey Red Dogs had I remembered that they existed. But alas, here we are.
Then I think the other thing, well, I would have to see like when we pick them again, but I really wanted to get the Rattlers and the Barnstormers for my arena teams, and I could have gone wild card a little bit earlier and grabbed them maybe, but I think I think Andy picked them the round after, so I don't know.
I will say, hard to argue with those choices. I think that I would, in my opinion, the best arena football league helmets, 1-2 are probably the Rattlers and the Barnstormers. Just really classic look.
Like even the Rattlers, like secondary looks were like with all black was still pretty sharp. Like not bad.
The helmet actually pops extra well when you see them paired with the uniforms because they did this really cool pattern in the sleeve stripes that complemented the helmet really well.
We should do another one of these and have a real war of attrition and do just the NFL. Like
no. We do another one of these. All the teams we picked are off the table, but we all have to pick from the same league, so we eventually have to go back to the WLF.
Oh, God.
And at a certain point, one of us just picked, fine, the Detroit Wheels.
With number one pick, I'm just going to get this out of the way. The Detroit Wheels from the World Football League.
I feel like next year we should weigh between either doing college football or baseball hats. Like there's something there. I feel like the idea is sound. We might just need to diversify a little bit. But
baseball caps would be really
we're including,
interesting.
Like all the minors too.
No, I would say
we'd have to keep it. We'd have to keep it to just Major League Baseball, right?
Maybe Major League
or minor
play, or we're all minor league. But yeah, God,
you'd have to really section things off there because there's a shitload of hats. I mean, it's a 160-year-old league.
Right.
See, if we did a only minor league cap draft, I would make it my personal goal to make it through the entire thing without picking a single Brandios.
Nah, that could either be really easy or really hard, depending on where we're at.
Pick Montgomery Biscuits next.
God, the Montgomery Biscuits. They did not know what they were starting when they went with that name.
Number 2, Akron Rubber Ducks.
Oh God, they used to be the Akron Arrows, which was a lot better. Not that it was great, but better than the fucking Rubber Ducks.
Number 3, Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Yeah, God.
That's the bitch of the wild card, man. I don't want to sully the good name of baseball with just drafting all that bullshit, and I want to maintain some level of dignity.
No food named teams,
or all food named teams. Like pick one.
The Poughkeepsie Cat Dogs, Cat Dog Volker.
Must be actual city location and real entity for mascot.
The Poughkeepsie Cat, I don't know, Cat Lumbers. The fuck. Anyway, what about
Harvard Yard Goats?
The Yard Goats. Wasn't that the real one, right?
Yeah.
God damn.
I missed the New Hampshire primaries. Those were a good solid team name.
The primaries
sounds very
just because of a historical thing.
So anyway, we got anything else? You should probably say the sports for next week, huh?
Yeah, that's fine. We got a lot done tonight. We can cover more next week.
All right. So with that, we're going to call it a night. You can vote for the draft on our Twitter feed at Basically Sports. We'll also throw one up on the Creamer boards. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, the YouTubes, and wherever fine podcasting is sold. With that, we will see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Later.